is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
Are you ready to travel? We got all the travel buzz here on Smart People, Travel Wise with Alvin Adriano on PHLV Radio.
Hello and mabuhay, and good day to everyone watching. Thank you so much for all our viewers that support the show, and I welcome you back to Smart People, Travel Wise. I'm your host, Alvin Adriano, CEO of Travel Wise International, and today we have a great show lined up. I'm super excited to bring these two wonderful people on the show to talk travel. Now, today's show will be quite different from the last week's, where last week I brought in an award-winning underwater photographer. But this week, we were going to talk to two influential people in the airline industry. We're going to talk to them about what's going on in airfare, travel restrictions, and then the future outlook of Philippine Airlines. As everyone knows, TravelWise International is here to help all of our clients find the best flights for their needs. And it's also great to have Philippine Airlines to talk about what is going on the show. We'll discuss the aviation, what has changed, and what to look for in the future. Before we get started, let me remind all of our viewers, if you're watching this live, to please hashtag live. And if you're watching this on the replay, to hashtag replay. Let us know where you're watching from so we can acknowledge your hometown. Now, you can always view our show on Facebook Live, YouTube, and you can also listen on the show on Amazon Fire, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Or even better, download the app at PHLV Radio, available on all iOS and Android devices. So Smart People Travel Wise is a new platform to educate the modern traveler with exciting new updates, inspiring destinations, and of course, to make all the possibilities for your dream vacation. In our last episode, we spoke to Mike Bartik, an award-winning photographer who's been living in Anilao, Batangas for over 10 years. His love for scuba diving and discovery led him to Philippines, where he supports the locals and established an ever-popular scuba scene. It was a great interview, and I hope everyone was able to get some insightful gems, learn about his passion, expand your perspective, and what it takes to take a leap of faith. I hope everyone has a chance to check it out, his interview on our podcast. But on today's episode, we'll be talking to Charisse Rodriguez and Goldwyn Salazar from Philippine Airlines in New York. Through my career, I get to meet some of the best people, and these two individuals are just the greatest. Their love for Philippines and their careers are so humbling, and I'm super excited to have them on today's show. I think majority of the viewers already know Philippine Airlines and its history, but here's a little quick snapshot. Established in 1941, Philippine Airlines is Asia's oldest commercialized airline. As a national carrier for the Philippines, it has grown in leaps and bounds and has been on a mission to become a 5-star airline and one of the world's best airlines. And they do this by delivering safe, reliable, efficient, and a wholesale travel experience, one that captures the heart of the Filipino. 3 key areas that PAL has been able to focus on is fleet modernization, international and domestic expansion, and the building of PAL's brand. Innovations to build brand equity and to deliver the desired customer experience. On March 15, 2021, Philippine Airlines celebrated its 80th anniversary. PAL currently is pushing to improve its standing internationally buoyed by the Most Improved Airline Award by Skytrax, and in areas such as onboard product, staff service, and home-based airport services. And now I'd like to welcome Charisse Rodriguez, the account manager in New York that focuses on mainstream market, online travel agencies, and travel management companies. She started with Philippine Airlines as her first job after college in 2001 and loved working with the company that she rejoined the company in 2016. After moving to New York, she's also welcomed by Goldwyn Salazar, who's been with the travel and airline industry for 29 years. He joined PAL in January 2019 as one of the account managers in the New York sales district, handling consolidators and Filipino agents. So please smash those heart buttons and let us welcome Mr. and Mrs. PAL Airlines, Charisse and Goldwyn. All right. All right, guys. You guys are on mute. Are you guys there?
Yes,
Hi.
still are.
Awesome,
Hi,
guys.
Alvin.
Thank you. I guess you both are in New York, right? Unless you guys changed offices.
No, we're both in New York, but still, yeah, we're back in New York.
Yeah. And how's New York going? I mean, I know a lot of the travel restrictions, the quarantine protocols have been relaxed. Has it changed a lot in New York, or are you guys still like in that pandemic mode?
No, we're reopening. People are very excited to be out after after being stuck at home for more than a year.
Mhm.
And it's a welcome change. And yeah, we're very excited. And we've come back to the office full time.
Mhm.
So yeah. So this is things are looking up. It's yeah, we're just happy that
No,
everything is going back to normal.
no, it's exciting. I know us being in the travel industry, we're always on the go, moving, meeting, in-person, meetings. So yeah, how has the change? How has this year been able for you to reflect, Goldwyn? Anything that you can come up with, or anything that has uh, you in self-development or realization of hobbies, or
Oh yeah. Well, this pandemic has brought me a lot of changes in my life and in my career also. But working from home since last year, March of April, when we hit by when the surge of the virus was really high.
Mhm.
So we were able to work from home, but it was really stressful compared to working in the office because
Yeah.
the atmosphere and the setting is totally different. I don't know, but I find it like it's totally much different from working in the office.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have to when I wake up in the morning, I was like, do I wear office attire or working clothes, or do I wear my pajamas? But but I have to go like that because everybody was working from home and no one was going out. But I've managed to stay focused in myself. I was able to, after work, I have my weights here in my room and then do my stuff because the gyms were closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but right now, since everything is almost relaxed, everybody, when you go here in New York City, everybody's out.
Yeah.
It's totally different. But still, we're still scared because the virus is still there. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that's awesome. I mean, yeah, I think one of the small benefits of the pandemic is the relaxation of work attire. I mean, we used to get dressed up all the time, and it would be
Yeah.
funny in the beginning. Everyone would be pressed and collared, but now
Yeah.
after a year, everyone just kind of relaxed down. So it's just
Right.
like easier now, easier to do business. It's more casual. Everyone knows the difficulties of doing Zoom meetings or virtual space kind of meetings. So yeah, that's one thing that I do love about it.
Right.
I did a small intro for you guys about your roles at PAL, but in your own words, can you actually tell our viewers what your role and responsibility is in PAL? Sure, maybe just 20 seconds. Charisse, you want to go first?
Sure. So I focus on, so we're both account executives. I have a focus on the mainstream clients, which is more the non-Filipino clients. And I focus on online travel agents, our travel partners, and travel management companies, which are big travel agencies that focus on corporate accounts. So that's basically what I handle now. And Goldwyn?
So basically, I handle all the consolidators and Filipino agents here in the tri-state area. It's Charisse who trained me in the sales department area, and she's a great trainer, confident friend, co-worker. And yeah, gladly, so those Filipino agents specifically, they already know me. So it's really, when I started joining PAL, they really know me. Most of them, I also know them. So it's the work is easy for me. So yeah.
Awesome. No, thank you for all your service and everything you've been dealing with the pandemic. It's important to put the right people in the right places. And I've been working with Charisse ever since she started. And we've grown professionally, personally. And I love the fact that they've added you, Goldwyn, because you're just a great personality.
Yeah.
I think you're both going to do great, especially with travel recovering and then us having a great outlook for the future. So yeah, thank you for guys for being here and spending a couple minutes of your day here with us.
Thanks for inviting us.
You're welcome. So yeah, I say that now, and I'm going to put you guys on the hot seat.
Oh my God.
No, so I like to start off the show with asking a couple questions, and these are just basic stuff about Philippine Airlines. But if any of the viewers can chime in or put in the comments, let us know. I'll read the statement, and all you have to do is just see if you can, but don't answer yet. We'll give them like 10 seconds before. Philippine Airlines was the first airline in Asia to do blank. So we'll give them 10 seconds before you guys answer. If you know the answer, if not, then I'm pretty smart. But if not,
What was the question?
so you have to fill in the sentence. The sentence was Philippine Airlines was the first airline in Asia to do blank. You guys have any ideas?
Who are you talking to, us or to your listeners?
To your audience.
No, to you guys. It's been 10 seconds. What do you guys think?
To us.
We're the first one to cross the Pacific.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, first airline in Asia.
Culture is
First one to cross Pacific. This one, I don't know if you'll know this one. Philippine airline pilot was the first female pilot in Asia as well. So that was a groundbreaking thing. All right, so here's the next question. How many destinations and countries does PAL fly to? Who wants to go first or try first?
So we have 35 domestic destinations and 41 international destinations.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's expanded from so many years. I remember when it was just, I think it was like 30 domestic and then like a few countries. But now with Philippine Airlines growing to a five-star rating, I'm sure it's going to get larger and larger, their network throughout the world. So great. I'm glad that all the viewers were able to participate. If you knew some of the answers, just put it in the comments. Here's the last one. Do you know some of the past slogans for PAL? I know currently it's the heart of the Filipino, but do you remember what they were back before?
I remember there's beauty in the Philippines, or is it right, Cha?
The
beauty of the Philippines. Well, it's a jingle. It was a jingle. It was a song, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Gold.
So again, all the viewers who know, if you travel with PAL, write it in the comments, see if everyone remembers. What I looked up and I found, and I again, like these are some when I wasn't even born, but Asia's first airline. They also had On the Wings of Change.
Oh yeah.
Asia's Sunniest. And Your Home in the Sky. Those were some of the most popular, successful slogans that PAL had.
And I think there's also Shining Through. Philippine Airlines Shining Through.
Yeah.
Probably before the Heart of Filipino. And the Heart of Filipino started in 2016. And that was, and a lot of people don't know, one of the singers who sang that, the jingle was Lay Salonga. Yeah. So,
and Bamboo.
Yeah, Bamboo. So awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, little tidbits for everyone who didn't know that. Now you can have some fun facts about of PAL. Oh, perfect. So yeah, we'll get into some questions real quick, and because I know everyone's excited. And I guess we'll just go around. But how has Philippine Airlines evolved their products and service to protect the modern traveler? I know with the pandemic going on, a lot of airlines had to pivot, they had to change their operations. But how has PAL done that to protect their travelers?
Let me answer that, Alvin. Philippine Airlines rose to meet the need to educate travelers and agents alike on our extra safety protocols. For example, full PPE for cabin crew, face masks and shields are required for passengers. Also, the use of hospital-grade air filters called HEPA filters. That's high-efficiency particulate air filters in the aircraft that screen up to 99.99% of airborne viruses and bacteria. Mm-hmm. Also, booking a ticket with Philippine Airlines is an assurance that you enjoy peace of mind and the highest standards of safety and security. Most PAL aircraft have roomier seat configuration, offering wider seats, more legroom, and more forward space between seat rows compared to budget carriers and even some full-service airlines. Mm-hmm. Our nonstop flights also ensure that you have a hassle-free journey straight to your destination. And most importantly, we take pride in our crew who have undergone specialized training on preventive measures and appropriate medical protocols. So that's what we've done. That's what Philippine Airlines has done to protect the modern traveler, especially in this time of COVID.
Yeah, I think all airlines did a great job with the implementation of protocols. There's a lot of fear because of the close contact with the people on the plane. But I recently just looked at, not recently, I'm constantly looking at health reports that are going on. But the number of people who actually contracted the virus while on the plane, out of 26 million passengers, there was only about 20. So that really talks about the innovation, the technology, the cleanliness of the airs, especially like I know PAL uses the new A350.
Yes, for New York and Toronto.
Yeah, and that has the bottom feeding where it pulls the air from downward. So it goes down so it doesn't affect and goes into people's personal space, which is a great plus, especially for people from New York. I mean, we all want to make sure we're protected. And so that's a great addition to your products.
And also, I wanted to add that with those filters, flying in an aircraft, flying per se, is even safer than, let's say, at the peak of the pandemic, is even safer than dining indoors. Yeah. This was pre-vaccine. That's it's even safer than dining indoors because of.
Yeah, I heard that they clean the air at least like every 15 or 20 minutes. So it's
even shorter. It's
even shorter now.
5. It's 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, so 3 to 5, even better. Yeah, and that again, a testament of the dedication to protecting your travelers. Because again, when you're in an inside facility, the air is just sits there, but because it's going downward and getting cleansed out, that makes it a lot safer for all your passengers.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing. And so what people are worried about now, about the contracting the virus, I think it's safe to say that it's really going to be a rare thing to catch it on the airplanes. It's very safe for all international, even domestic carriers, because they've done their due diligence in protecting the travelers. So again, thank you for sharing that. So the next thing that we want to talk about is the, the travel pass. I know that there's a lot of people who are concerned about how we're going to, evolve the restrictions when it comes to entering and exiting different countries, because we want to make sure that everyone's vaccinated, that everyone has their shots. And so I know Philippine Airlines has been working together with IATA on something called the Travel Pass. It is a way to streamline all of the databases so that we could understand who's vaccinated and who's not. Could you guys talk more about that program and the things that PAL has done to implement that?
Yes, the IATA Travel Pass, it's already a go. Philippine Airlines, in fact, is the first in the Philippines to pilot the IATA Travel Pass. Yes, passengers who wish to participate can just download the Travel Pass via App Store or Google Play Store and just follow the instructions. So after downloading and installing the app on their devices, the IATA Travel Pass app allows passengers to create a digital version of their biometric passport, which is really important when you check in also at the airport. Find information on travel, testing, and vaccine requirements of their destination, powered by IATA Thematic. Access a global registry of testing centers and laboratories at their departure and or arrival location that can conduct COVID-19 tests in accordance with the type of test required for their travel. And they can receive digital copies of their verified test result and share this with relevant authorities to facilitate travel. But for now, passengers are eligible to join the trial if they are flying only from Manila to Los Angeles or Manila to Singapore on selected dates. And we will be announcing next steps once the trial phase has concluded. So it's a great news for now, this IATA Travel Pass, both for everybody, for all passengers who are, willing to, excited to, fly now and then test this app on their device. Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be amazing. One of the biggest things is documentation. And if anyone has flown to Philippines, there's a lot of requirements and documentation to fill out before you even land.
Right.
Just in preparation, just for contact tracing. I think technology is going to be what is going to save the travel industry and just streamlining operations in a way where it's easy, quick, efficient, and accessible. The evolution of travel now, I've seen stuff now with Delta. They're moving into face recognition, doing things where baggage are ultimately recorded in your PNR and you can follow that. Do you guys know of any other future technology or things that PAL's working on to improve operations?
Right now, we don't have anything from the head office, so we cannot answer that as of yet. We just want to make sure that we give you the correct information.
Gotcha.
But we will let everybody know, of course, especially our travel partners, once we have new technology to make everything easier for passengers.
I think that's going to be the greatest thing you're going to see from all the airlines, that there's going to be a big push of innovation. PAL being part of the introductory or the test phase, I think it's going to be a very busy year for you guys, busy year for 2022.
Well, we want busy.
Yeah, we definitely want busy. And I think it shows the dedication to their passengers, to their community, to the country, on how fast they want travel to recover, especially for the Filipinos and the economy out there. So thank you for sharing all that. There has been news about things going on with PAL, and I really wanted to talk about the move in LAX that we've heard. That they're going to be moved to another concourse, I guess what it's called, the MSC, the midfield, what is it called? Midfield Service
Satellite Concourse.
Satellite Concourse, yeah. And that's at the Tom Bradley International Airport in LAX. How has this news affected your operations, and what will travelers need to do to prepare for their departures from LAX?
Okay, so it hasn't, it's effective June 1. So on June 1, Philippine Airlines will be forced, over our protests, to move our flights departing and arriving at Los Angeles to the new Midfield Satellite Concourse, or MSC, of the Tom Bradley International Terminal at LAX. The MSC gates are in a separate concourse that is connected to the main Tom Bradley area by an underground tunnel. So right now, in the meantime, we have advised our passengers of additional walk time to and from the aircraft gates. We're asking them to allot at least 20 minutes additional time to walk to your departure gates at the MSC. Also, we've asked our passengers to allot extra time in case of limited availability of transfer vehicles like wheelchairs or golf carts. Also, there are limited shops and services at the MSC, but also there's no change in check-in or arrivals location. All departing PAL passengers will check in at the TBIT, that's the Tom Bradley International Terminal, and all arriving PAL passengers will claim baggage and clear immigrations and customs at the TBIT at the same areas in use today. So those are the changes, and we have advised our passengers of these changes.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that was a big thing going on social media about the change. You mentioned being forced. Is there anything that travelers or people, Filipinos who oppose this type of change can do to help PAL remain in the main concourses?
We cannot say it's behind the scenes. There are behind the scenes talk, and we don't want to put too much that's already been said out there. We don't want to add to the tension.
Sure.
Right now we're doing the best that we can in advising our passengers and our travel partners that this is what's going on, and that's what we can do for now.
No, that's great. I mean, again, communication is important. Us having a voice and being able to adjust, that's something in our Filipino culture that we've always been able to do. And, we'll have you on the show again and for the better updates about things going on. But I think it's important that we all realize that there's some things that are out of our control and that we do our best to communicate these changes as much as we can for the sake of our customers, for our clients, for travelers, for anyone who are clients or customers of PAL. So thank you for sharing that. I know it's going to be a big change for all the people in LAX. That's one of the major gateways for Philippines.
That's right.
But yeah, time will tell. And I know Charisse and her team, Goldwyn and Michelle out there in LA will do their part to try to make the changes a lot more easier, accessible, and convenient for all the travelers traveling through LAX.
Yeah, and hopefully we have better news for you next time.
Well, we have a new attorney general out there, so maybe we can lean on him a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the only reason why PAL is on the news. I also want to mention the restructure. I know that's been something that's been mentioned. I know no filings have actually been sent in, but I wanted you guys to have a little time to reassure all your customers and your clients about how this will affect operations, if anything. Who would like to touch on that, Goldwyn or Charisse?
I'll answer it. As you said, Philippine Airlines has not made any filings with courts yet or announced any specific plans. So PAL management and stakeholders continue to work on a comprehensive recovery and restructuring plan that will enable PAL to emerge financially stronger from the current global crisis. As the work is ongoing, we will make the necessary disclosures at the proper time once details are finalized. But with that said, our flights and operations will not be affected. All PAL tickets will be honored and will be available for booking and sales in all our channels. We continue to increase our international and domestic flights as the market recovers with easing of travel restrictions. We continue to transport COVID vaccines to and throughout the Philippines as part of the global effort to combat the pandemic. PAL is operating and will continue to operate flights and routes. The biggest thing here is it is business as usual, even with the constraints of the pandemic and existing travel restrictions. We would like to assure our suppliers and industry partners that we intend to honor our obligations in the normal course of business. So yeah,
No,
that's where we're at right now.
I think a lot of people, especially in 2020 and 2021, have started becoming more economically literate about what goes on in business. For any of the viewers that don't understand, bankruptcy is part of business. It's something that they do to like free up capital and cash flow. And yeah, like when I heard about this, it wasn't a bad news. It was just a way for a business to survive. And I'm so glad that PAL has assured all the viewers that routing and schedules will stay on tack. It's something behind the scenes that we just don't need to worry about. But supporting our national carrier is going to be big. And with that said, you know, the pandemic has created so many more opportunities for us, stuff that we never realized. You know, it made us take a look at our operations, find out ways to be more efficient before, and then it innovated us into a way where we can have stuff like this. You know, I would have to fly to see Charisse whenever I had a meeting, or I had to, you know, now I can just jump on a Zoom call and we're in our respective homes. But that's the beauty of everything. I mean, I think in the future, we're going to have a more efficient, more accessible, a safer environment for all of our travelers. And, you know I asked you before if there's any new technology coming up, but is there any mentions of any future projects or anything to look out for PAL coming into the second half of 2021 and in future 2022?
Well, there's no specific project that comes to mind right now, to my mind at least. But the focus for Philippine Airlines going into the second half of 2020 into 2021, we're just, so Philippine Airlines is the oldest and the longest serving airline in Asia. And we're very proud of that, and we're proud of our long history. And in that long history, we have been through so many trials and challenges where we operate, but we have managed to stay afloat. So we are in perhaps the most difficult time of our existence at the moment, but we are like the Filipino people, that we remain resilient in everything that we do. And so, of course, with the help of the Filipino people and our travel partners like you, we will see a better coming years.
Of course. You know, it's ingrained in our souls. It's ingrained in everything we do. You can't hold the Filipino down. And although we had to go through something like this, the whole travel industry was affected. But you can tell the people like yourselves, people who are enjoyed coming back to work, people who serve their communities and their customers, we're going to be better, bolder. We're going to have high ceilings for our growth. And I really can't wait to see how Philippine Airlines and the whole travel industry in Philippines is going to evolve, because it's going to be better. I know it's going to be better. So I'm super excited.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So I have one last thing that I want to ask you, and it's what's going on this week. You know, there were rumblings of a memorandum that was passed by the Executive Secretary of the Philippines in regards to the diversion of inbound flights from Cebu now being diverted to Manila. I know this is going to be a very hard task to reroute all of these airplanes, but as far as your, I guess on your side, what will Philippine Air do, and how will they communicate to your passengers about any changes to the upcoming upcoming schedules or routings?
Well, do you have any answers, Gold? I can answer.
Yeah, when it comes to like the recent diversion of flight from Cebu to Manila, we notify all the passengers for sure via emails and communications like that, and through our website. So about the diversion of flight, it's just recent, so I cannot really comment on that. But you know, the like you said, the communication is really the key. It's really vital. So we managed to notify our passengers via email, through our website, social media about the diversion of this flight that is just recent.
Yeah. And
So there, yeah.
Charisse, or?
Whatever Goldwyn answered is the same as what I was gonna say, because we the most important thing is for us to reach out to our passengers as soon as possible and to make it as I think as convenient for them as we can. But otherwise, it's out of our hands because it's the Philippine government that's making the decision, and we just follow.
Yep.
So
yeah. I think that's the most important thing, that we realize that we have to embrace uncertainty, because there are things out of the airline's control, travel advisors' control. All we can do is adapt and just make alternative options. And so one of the biggest things that has become evident is the ability to communicate with our customers and our audience and our market. And so for everyone that is on a scheduled flight on PAL headed to Cebu, make sure you talk to your travel advisors, you check your email constantly, you follow up on social media, because again, these things happen overnight. And we try to react in a way where we can make it accessible and convenient and informative so that you can make the best decisions for you and your family. So again, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Can I add one more thing? Just a reminder to all of our passengers and travel partners, travel agents, please make sure you put your email address in your PNR on your bookings, because that's the only way we can reach out to you, because even the phone numbers, sometimes people don't answer. So I hope that you remember, just please be reminded to put your passengers' contact information, because that's the only way that we can reach out to them or to you once there are things like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing, governments, not airlines, not travel agents, they make the rules on entry requirements for travel.
Yes.
Airlines and passengers, we just need to comply and give you the information so that you can arrive. See, governments will also decide if vaccination will be mandatory or what will be voluntary for their populations. It's governments that make the vaccinations a requirement for travel, not the airlines. And so with the upcoming IATA travel pass, this will help streamline a lot of this so that the confusion, anxiety, and frustration will be down to the minimum. So yeah, that was great information. I'm so thankful for you guys to share that. Yeah, but we're running a little short on time. Is there any final thoughts or anything that you want to leave our viewers with before you go back to your regular part of the day?
You first, Gold.
Okay, for me, well, the bottom line here is no matter what happened, Philippine Airlines is still here, and we're doing good. No flight disruptions. We still serve the Filipino people all over the world, especially here, the U.S. market. We bring you to the Philippines safe and sound with our new normal safety procedure. We take care of you on board, and I think we are proud to say that our crew, the cabin crew, they are really trained for these preventive measures of taking care of our passengers. And we are really proud to say that. And servicing all the Filipino people, even the non-Filipino people. And we are truly grateful for these passengers who are taking Philippine Airlines all throughout this, even during this pandemic. And we are so thankful for having them and bringing them to the Philippines. Yeah.
Awesome. Charisse, you have some final thoughts?
Well, first of all, thank you for having both of us here. This is a great opportunity for us to clarify stuff for our passengers and travel partners. And we're just happy. We're happy we're getting back on our feet. and we have a very positive outlook in the coming year, or even the next quarter of this year. And so, yeah, we thank all of our passengers and travel partners for staying with us all these years. And we'll do our best to be worthy of it.
No, I'm sure you guys are going to do great. I mean, PAL has been a staple in the Philippine economy, has been investing a lot. And honestly, I can't wait for the new airport that'll be open up in Bulacan. I mean, that is supposed to be coming out next year.
Yeah.
So I really am super excited in how this is going to increase inbound tourism to Philippines. So I can't wait to hear all the future projects and everything that you guys have coming on or are working on. I really can't thank you guys enough for taking the time out of your day. I know you guys are really busy. New York is like the mecca of just busy people running around. But taking a few minutes out of your day to help our viewers understand what's going on with PAL and what's about to happen. I really, really appreciate that. And it's people like you. I mean, I love talking to you guys and sharing your stories and your passions and what's going on in the industry. It's just beautiful for us to be here now, a year after the pandemic, and looking towards the future. But I'm so excited to have you guys on, and I hope in the future I can have both of you, Charisse and Goldwyn, on future updates of PAL. But yeah, with that said, thank you so much. I hope to catch you guys in New York without masks, or hopefully, but we can grab a drink and head down to Ugly Kitchen or something. So thank you again, Charisse and Goldwyn.
Thank you, Alvin.
Perfect. So thank you, Charisse and Goldwyn. It was definitely a pleasure to chat with all of you. I know a lot of our viewers gained some insightful knowledge about what's going on with PAL. But Charisse and Goldwyn are just a few people in PAL who I've met and just made a difference in their rebrand and their push to become a global carrier. Their passion exudes out of themselves, and they serve to represent the national carrier of the Philippines. And it's tremendously an honor. And I love working with people like this. So hopefully soon the Philippines does open its borders and we can all take advantage of their elite service and their beautiful aircrafts. Next week, I'm hoping to bring a special guest for all of the viewers. We're still working on the paperwork for her appearance, but when she is finally confirmed, I really cannot wait for you guys to hear what she has to say. Let us all remember that next week is Philippine Independence Day. It's June 12th. It's a day of celebration and joy for our country and an ongoing vigor throughout the toughest times right now. So tune in next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. East Coast time, and watch our upcoming episodes. Now, if you need help or information about flying to the Philippines, we do host a Facebook community and a Facebook group, Balabagan Travel Wise. And this is where we share all the up-to-date information with travel restrictions, health guidelines, and travel protocol. Again, the Facebook group is called Balabagan Travel Wise. And so my name is Alvin Adriano, CEO of Travel Wise International, a Filipino-owned and operated travel agency that's been dedicated in serving the Filipino community since 1989. If you need help planning your next vacation to the Philippines or anywhere in the world, plane, cruise, or tours, reach out to our experienced travel advisors at 301-248-8898 or visit our website at www.itravelwise.com. So we are dedicated to making your dreams reality. So till next time, smart people, travel wise.
Josie Harrison, the mother of Joe Coy. Listen to a Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.